Hello, everybody. Welcome to an action-packed episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. Whoop, whoop. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Mr. Ryan. How are you?
How's it going?
Oh, you know, another day, another dollar. Beautiful Sunday. Happy to be here. And my partner in life,
hey,
Miss Megan.
That's me.
What up, girl?
What up?
Woo-hoo, big week, boy.
Huge
big week. Let me tell you. You knew it was a big week when everybody in the chat is going, oh shit, we're getting ready for it this weekend. So many good stories. So many good stories. Microsoft, Marvel, DC.
Man.
There are bangers at every single level today. Let me tell you.
It's gonna be lit.
I have not been this excited for an episode in a while. It's gonna be a good one. You know it's good when we let the song just ride.
Mm-hmm. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
We're a minute and a half in. This is a long ass song.
Let's do it. Oh man. All right. Let's get it going. Fade it out there. Just fade it out. Big week.
Huge.
Big week.
Huge.
Gamers had a big week. DC fans had you had a regular week. Marvel
DC week.
Marvel had a big week too. Holy smokes. All kinds of new content, big look toward the future, a lot of good stuff. But I want to start with this thing that I saw. It was posted by IGN, and it was talking about rated R comic book movies. And not just rated R comic book movies, but you know, the fact that they tend to be reviewed and sought after as better movies when you go rated R. Do you agree with that or not? Here's a list. Let me just give you a list, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Is it in like a numerical order, like from number 1 to 10?
It's actually an alphabetical order, so we're not going to get all the grossing, because they're not all the highest grossing movies. And there are some duds on this list, as there are with every list.
Oh, no, I was just going to guess, like, if there was a number 1 movie.
Oh.
I guarantee you that's Deadpool.
I don't doubt that at all. But there's a couple on here that come close. We got Birds of Prey. Well, that was the Harley Quinn solo. Blade, which is iconic. Blade is one of the greatest comic book movies ever. Constantine is another really, really good one that's rated R. People don't know it's a DC property. It is.
Great.
The Crow from way back when. That's an independent property, and I didn't know that was a comic.
That is based on a comic book?
I'm waiting to see that remade right now. Then Deadpool. I mean, Deadpool is the one who really led the way.
Are they? Hold on, I'm still on The Crow. So
Yeah.
Are they remaking The Crow?
No, we haven't heard that.
Oh, okay. That's
Nobody wants to touch the Brandon Lee legacy.
Yeah.
That's why.
They made TV shows after the fact, though.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't understand why you wouldn't make another movie.
I would be into watching a Crow movie again, especially with some of like I would like to see something like a Blade Runner style Crow movie, or like a Matrix style. When I say Matrix style, I don't mean like end of the world. I mean like those large cities and lots of heavy presence. Police presences and crime presences, stuff like that. Deadpool 2. Then one that's an unsung hero to me. This is one of my personal favorites. Dredd with Carl Urban. Not Judge Dredd starring Sylvester Stallone. The one with Carl Urban, like I mentioned, where he doesn't take the helmet off. He refused. He says in the comic, Dredd never takes the helmet off. I'm not taking the helmet off. And most actors are like, yeah, I want you to see my face. Not this guy. But Dredd is an awesome movie. You should really check it out. Joker. I
haven't seen it just because I'm so used to the Stallone version. I'm like, I don't want to do it.
The Stallone version is terrible. Dredd is badass.
Oh, I love the Stallone version. I think it's crazy.
Do you ever see what's that movie? Gosh darn! It's like a
I am the law.
It's a Korean movie.
Korean.
It's like they're all in one house. I don't know what it is. Oh, The Raid. The Raid. It reminds me of The Raid on steroids. Dredd does.
Okay.
Joker, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder, you don't get to be on this list. I'm sorry, dude. You had your first try and it wasn't rated R. Kick-Ass, which is another good one. Kingsman,
That's
the
really
Secret
a comic
Service.
book movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kingsman, the Secret Service, and Kick-Ass is definitely a comic for sure. It was a comic long before.
Kingsman kind of surprises me.
Yeah. And then we've got my favorite on this list, which is Logan.
Oh, Logan. Okay.
That obviously.
I mean,
makes
that's
sense.
I thought you were gonna say Hellboy.
Nah, Hellboy's not on here.
Really?
That other one, the David Harbour version that was much better. No, it was not rated R, even though it should have been.
Oh, it wasn't rated R? I thought that was rated R.
I would have thought it was too.
No, I don't think it is. Then we've got The Suicide Squad, which I liked, but received a lot of weird reviews. A lot of people didn't like that one. V for Vendetta is another really, really good one. And Watchmen, which from what I understand, the director's cut of Watchmen is 1,000 times better. A lot more context, a lot more stuff, but also a lot more movie.
I don't remember The Watchmen too much.
Yeah.
I actually was going to watch it not too long ago, along with The Crow, because the wife had never seen it.
That's silly.
And I'm like, wait, you've never seen The Crow? Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Just haven't yet.
It's that good.
It is.
It is a good movie. You should see it. And it's really sad, the scene where he's up there on the table with all the mobsters, because you know that's the scene where Brandon Lee actually died.
Shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. I don't know. What movies are we wanting to say? I want Marvel to make this official jump. And they've said Deadpool's going to be rated R. But if we see a solo Wolverine movie again, I have a feeling it needs to be rated R, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want any more of this people getting stabbed with 6 claws and there's no blood.
Yeah, that never sat right with me.
It doesn't sit right with me either. Like anytime you read a Wolverine comic book and he is stabbing people, it is gore-filled. And then you see the movie and you see Wolverine and Hugh Jackman, plunging these 6 claws into people and they don't even bleed.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want them to get into the X-Men a little more because I would love to see a Bishop and Cable run that's rated R.
I don't think you'll have to wait. I think we've talked about it on this show before too. I think we're going to see some of the lesser known X-Men come to the forefront. And not that Bishop and Cable are lesser known. Lord knows Cable was amazing in Deadpool 2. But would you get a big actor like Josh Brolin if you weren't going to bring him back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they could do a Cable movie. And Bishop, I mean, everybody loves Bishop. But I mean, some of the lesser known guys, Iceman. I mean, everybody knows Iceman, but he's not been a forefront X-Men. What do we think? I mean, Deadpool is going to have to be in that as well. As many pokes as he's made at it, and the fact that Ryan Reynolds is still the highest paid MCU actor ever and not shot a frame of film for them as Deadpool, he's going to be in almost everything.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how much I like that, though.
I don't think he's going to take commanding leads in every single one of these movies, but seeing Deadpool with the X-Men is important.
Yeah.
And seeing, I mean, we may even get a Weapon X nod again, even though Deadpool's already done it. I don't know. Either way, on to DC Comics. Has anybody gotten a chance to watch any Peacemaker yet other than me? I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Megan and I did. No Peacemaker for you?
No, I don't care for the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker does not blow my skirt up.
What blows your
just
skirt up?
didn't care.
No. I get where you're coming from 100%. I do. And a lot of people have said that. This, though, I have seen all 4 episodes. I have highly, highly enjoyed it. It reminds me a little bit of The Boys. A lot of bit of The Boys, actually. But, I mean, the humor, everything is total James Gunn. And John Cena, forget what you think you've heard about John Cena. This is the most different you have ever seen him. Ever. You have never seen John Cena like in this show. And if you're a fan of his, it might turn you off a little bit. If you're not a fan of his, it might turn you on to him a little bit. Because I was just like, eh. And then I saw him in The Suicide Squad and liked it. And so now, seeing this, I'm like, I'm all in. Let's go, John. I love it.
See, for me in the movie The Suicide Squad, he was like my least favorite character.
Yeah.
In a way. I don't know.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's indicative of how well he did playing the role.
I don't even know if it... I think it's just more of the... Used to seeing him in wrestling. Not really caring for him much in wrestling. I don't know. It just kind of like, oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, great, I guess.
Just give the first couple episodes a shot and let me know what you think. I just know you're going to enjoy it. Because I know you, and I've seen the stuff that you enjoy. I have a feeling, as your friend, that you will enjoy it.
I will give it a glance, I guess.
Yeah. All right, on to more DC news. I forgot my ads, guys. Ford Supply and Tony Anello's.
wow.
We love you guys. You're amazing. No. I haven't got my new ads, so I'm not reading the old ones anymore.
Yeah, 2020 new ads.
2022, baby.
New ads, yeah.
Shazam 2 in 2022 has already come out and said it will have more adult humor and more adult stakes. Like what?
I don't know. I've never seen the first Shazam.
We're not going to see a love interest for Shazam. He's a little boy. I don't know. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. But I can see why they're saying, yes, we need more adult stuff in this movie to get more people in. But I think that's one of the strong franchises right now is Shazam. The problem is Superman and Batman. There's your problem. These other franchises, they work. Aquaman has worked. Wonder Woman worked for the first movie. Superman, he hasn't really worked.
I would still watch another Wonder Woman movie.
So would I.
I'd probably watch another Wonder Woman movie before I watched another Batman or another Superman movie, to be quite honest.
I've got to agree with you there. Depending on who the Batman is, I would agree with you. But how about another Joker movie? Would you watch that?
Yes.
Didn't watch the last Joker movie.
You didn't watch the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
Is there a particular reason why?
Yeah. Does his name mean Heath Ledger?
Oh.
Ugh.
I got to tell you, watching that movie, Joker, with Joaquin Phoenix, it was so good that when I was watching it, I was like, man, people are going to go crazy over this movie.
I had mixed feelings.
I having worked in mental health for as long as I did, and then seeing him and the way that he portrayed that and the way that he acted, it was incredible. But the reason I bring up the Joker is because Willem Dafoe is always brought up when it comes to the Joker.
Oof.
Who's our Green Goblin. Everybody knows Willem Dafoe. He has come out and said, I want to play the Joker, but I don't want to play the canon actual Joker. He wants to play a different universe or a Joker imposter going up against
the idea of a Joker imposter.
Going up against the actual Joker.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, a sequel Joker where you got two bad guys fighting each other? Let's go.
I'd be there for it.
I would be there for that.
Makes a lot of sense to have a Joker imposter. So, like,
for sure.
I feel like that would be really good. And to have somebody, like, play it correctly and not just some, like...
Especially because Willem Dafoe is really good at amping up the crazy.
Yes.
You know what? I would rather see a DC, like, villain royale. I mean, you think about it. You got Bane, Joker, you have Penguin,
Iceman.
Red Hood.
Iceman.
Bro, Riddler. This could be like, that could be lit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just do that.
Just
get all your superhero
the
movies.
crime wars
If
against.
they did
the
like
Scarecrow.
we talked about this last week, but if they did like a No Man's
so
Land sort of
here's
scenario.
the title. Yes, here's
Isn't
the title.
Iceman, you mean Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze.
Okay,
What did I
was
say?
like- you
Did
said
I say
Iceman.
Iceman?
Yeah, I'm like Iceman.
I meant to say Mr. Freeze.
I
I'm
actually
sorry.
think that the Funko Pop's
Victor
name
Freeze.
is
Victor
Iceman.
Freeze. No, it's not. It's Mr.
not?
Freeze.
Oh,
Yeah.
we don't have it.
Poison
I
Ivy.
screwed up there. My bad. Yeah. How about that? And the name of that movie is Gotham City: War.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Who do you follow? Do you follow Jim Gordon? Do you follow just a beat cop? Or do you follow 5 different beat cops who all die from supervillains?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah. Then you get like
write that. I'm gonna go.
How about that?
DC.
You do that. You get the Gotham City War, and you do it from the point of view of beat cops and Jim Gordon, and you only see Batman for like 5 minutes.
I don't even think you need to see Batman.
I think you do. I don't think you bring in the rogues galleries with Clayface, Solomon Grundy, all those guys. Croc, Killer Croc.
What? It could be when after the Bane breaks the bat.
Ooh.
Mayhem.
So what happens there in that series, which we've talked about here in our Bane review way back when, was that's how Bane gets Batman, by going to Arkham and breaking everybody out of prison and then systematically watching Batman take down each of the villains. And at the end of that long night, when he goes home to the Batcave, Bane is standing there and says, all right, I'm gonna break you. And he does. Speaking of the
literally.
Batman and being broken, I'm all on board for this Gotham City War movie. But the Batman that's coming out, we might get a glimpse of that. It's a 3-hour long movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we've also
about
talked
it.
about it before, that it's like a horror movie. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. Now I'm like, okay, you've got my attention. Show me.
I doubt that. I think it's going to be the same thing, just with a different person.
I don't agree.
That's why I'm not super hyped about it.
The problem is, these characters so well by this point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not much that can be unleashed or be shown that isn't already been done. And that the audience isn't already sort of expecting that. But I think Matt Reeves and the hype that this movie has been getting and all the attention, that it's going to be different, man. I think, and I'm going to buy in to Robert Pattinson as Batman. I don't know how I feel about him as Bruce Wayne yet, but I buy him as Batman after all the looks that we've seen and all the interactions with these villains and him beating the brakes off of people. Now, there's a lot of people who don't like it. They don't like that Batman is walking into bullet fire and just letting it bounce off like he's a freaking superhero. But,
I mean, his stuff's always been bulletproof. I mean, the guy's a bajillionaire. He can afford body armor.
Sure. My thing is, why has nobody ever shot my guy in the chin?
Right? That's one of the things I've always wondered. Like, come on, you telling me there's a marksman, a guy can't shoot him in the chin?
Yeah. Oh, God, speaking of Gotham City War, you know who we could watch it from? Oh, man, I already got it.
Deadshot?
Deadshot. There is your point of view person. Deadshot, the contract killer, or Deathstroke.
Deathstroke's in there too. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a lot of stuff to go after there, and then your final villain is your clown Prince of Gotham, who's recruited every crazy individual from here to Kingdom Come. Damn, I want to write this movie.
Let's write it.
Kind of like Slade too. Throw him in there somewhere.
That's what I meant. Slade, yeah.
Yeah, you can throw Slade in there.
I mean, he's the bomb. We haven't really seen a good Deathstroke, have we?
No, because we haven't really seen Deathstroke
At all.
other than that scene on the boat for like, what is it, a few seconds?
Yeah, and he looks good. And at the end of Justice League, he's there too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this might be a long episode, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We haven't even gotten into Marvel news, and Marvel isn't even the biggest one, and it's pretty big. Oh boy, let's do that. Let's jump into Marvel right now, and then we'll probably take a break about halfway through there, and then we'll get into The Witcher.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's do it. Marvel news coming out. Into the Spider-Verse. We've got Miles Morales, who's going to every single corner of the multiverse, I imagine, to visit his old Spider counterparts. I can't imagine we don't see some new Spider-Man as well. There's already rumors that Oscar Isaac is going to be reprising Spider-Man 99 or 2099.
Ah.
So it says that every single universe they go to will have its own distinct art style. That makes all the sense because all the Spider-Men had different art styles to them when they showed up.
Yeah, that's actually going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Me too.
I love the first one too.
Me too.
I really do love the first one.
Yeah, that Spider-Verse movie is up there with any Marvel solo movie that you talk about.
Yeah.
It truly is. I wonder if we see Tom Holland.
Ooh.
I know. We talked about this in No Way Home that we wanted to see Miles Morales. And the only person who seemed to agree with us was Jamie Foxx.
But I mean, you could see Tom Holland in there just drawn. Like, not even drawn, just regular, like, What the hell?
Yeah, like, what am I doing here?
And boom.
Ugh.
That
would be insane. But speaking of No Way Home, I love this. The cat's out of the bag about No Way Home, guys. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to give you spoiler alerts on this now. It's been a long time. You should have seen this movie by now.
But spoiler alerts, just in case.
Yeah, just so you know. We're talking about something that happened in the movie, and we posted it on our Instagram, so if you follow us, you've probably already seen it. Andrew Garfield. Obviously, to me, he was the best part of that movie. I loved him. Found it very stressful, but oddly satisfying to lie to everyone about the fact that he was in the movie. Even his own old castmate, Emma Stone, was texting him every week. Are you in this movie? Are you in No Way Home? And he kept going, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody be like, no, he's in it. And he'd be like, no, I'm not in it. He said apparently she went to go see the movie and just texted him as soon as it was over. You're a jerk. Nobody likes you.
Well, I mean, you can't tell because then it gets out and then it ruins it.
Yeah. Not to mention that feeling that everyone got seeing him.
I mean, who really didn't think you weren't going to see him, though?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on.
I mean, there was a possibility.
How do you pull that off without bringing in the other Spider-Man?
How do you fight all those villains without bringing in the other Spider-Man?
Yeah, I mean, you had to know he was going to be in the movie.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So I'm like, yeah, you just keep lying, buddy. That's cool.
Yeah, so speaking of people who were supposed to be in No Way Home, we talked about this a little bit last week when you were in here. There were supposed to be major players from the MCU in No Way Home, aside from Doctor Strange. But it became too cumbersome.
Yeah.
For adding those guys and having it add value, right? Like, you don't want to throw Captain America in there. You don't want to bring Anthony Mackie in just so you can be like, oh, he's here, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Bring Captain America in for 2 seconds to not impact the plot. I just don't think it's the right thing.
Yeah, I actually listened to last week's episode, so I heard that. And I'm glad they didn't.
Me too.
Because it was already kind of
convoluted.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on. A lot of big personalities. A lot of moving parts. Yeah, for sure. So adding a big name, it would have been really tough. But one of the names they did come out afterwards and talk about was America Chavez, who's supposed to make her debut in Captain America in the Multiverse of Captain America. Wow. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I mentioned Captain America and couldn't stop thinking about him. She was supposed to be in No Way Home. She was originally written in a scene when the multiverse stuff was shifting. And she was going to be having a problem in front of Peter, Ned, and MJ trying to control her multiversal powers. Yeah. I was like, probably wouldn't have fit there. I appreciate it. I'm interested in seeing her in Multiverse of Madness, but
it's one of those things. If a lot of people, this is why I was talking about why this is going to start getting messy. Is like a lot of people don't know who American Chavez is. Mm-hmm. So you can't just show this person on the screen, multiverse and things, and then they're like, oh, that was Scarlet Witch. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You got to introduce her the way you need to introduce her.
Right. And that also, we've seen that before where it doesn't do justice for certain characters down the road, especially because I think Doctor Strange is going to take a lot of time to develop her and actually show her and try to introduce people to America Chavez before putting her in No Way Home, because you'd have 6 people in the theater go, oh, I know who that is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, like there'd be some people who'd be like, okay, I know her, but I don't know how much of a fan base she has yet, truly.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see her, though.
Like watching that trailer after the movie. And it wasn't until someone next to me said American Chavez, oh, that's who that is. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie. I don't know too much about her. I've heard of her.
Yeah, same. I'm on the same boat. I don't know what her powers are or what her ability is, but we'll have to check her out soon. Speaking of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, all their reshoots are complete. That movie's done. It's in post-production. They are now putting together a fully functioning movie here, which at this point, I think this one might be the craziest movie we've ever seen. Didn't Peter Parker already come out? Tom Holland already come out and say that he thinks Doctor Strange 2 is going to be the most ambitious, or was that Benedict Cumberbatch that said that?
I think it was Benedict that said that.
And he was in Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And he's already saying that, don't worry, Doctor Strange 2 is going to be the craziest movie you've seen. Things just got out of hand. Love it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see Doctor Strange like that.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see.
We all want evil Doctor Strange.
Especially after, I mean, like, I know the story arc of him, kind of, but especially after seeing the What If series and seeing that was probably one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
And if we go back and listen to our review of What If, I probably said a different episode, but the more I think about it, that one was just so, like, aesthetically amazing on top of just being dope as shit.
Yeah, my favorite episode was still the zombies episode.
That was a good one, too, but I hated how it ended. Like,
that and the
post-apocalyptic,
the post-apocalyptic Black Widow episode was my jam. I like that one a lot too.
So I'm kind of wondering if, like, because there's plans for Marvel Zombie in the future and all that other shit, I'm kind of wondering if the What If was like a sugar and spice sort of.
Well, that's
previews
a free way for them to test ideas on audiences and see what they think.
Yeah.
Because now What If Season 2 is coming, but we look at Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and everybody's like, oh my God, this is just like it was in What If.
Yeah.
And now we look at Marvel Zombies and that came from What If.
And it just kind of stopped out of nowhere. So it kind of makes you wonder if they're if, like you said, it's just like not necessarily free advertisement, but it basically is a very probably inexpensive-ish way to test the waters for what could potentially make them millions and millions and millions of more dollars.
And I still hope the Incredible Hulk won that fight. Or not won, but at least got away.
Yeah, for sure. Unless we see a zombie Hulk, which would be incredibly amazing.
That would be pretty badass.
Yeah. They don't show Thor, do they?
No.
I don't think they do.
Mm-mm.
So maybe Thor shows up. Ooh, it's
anyway.
gonna be good. Black Panther 2. Ups and downs.
Ugh, I'm so unsure of this movie. Not that I don't think it's going to be good. I just I have no idea what to expect anymore because of everything that happened with Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Not even that. Now that I hear Shuri doesn't want to be in it either.
Doesn't want to
I
come
know.
back.
I'm kind of like, fuck. I mean, at this rate,
But who knows if there's any truth to that? Who knows
Yeah.
if there's any truth to that? Because she is finally back after recovering from a stunt injury. So filming resumed. And then right after that, production stopped because of a COVID outbreak on set. Oh, boy. This movie can't catch a break, man.
Nope.
Sometimes it feels like just because Chadwick's not there that they're like, don't make it.
Maybe it's Chadwick messing with him like, yo, roll that shit. Do it the way it was going to be done.
Oh, as in put T'Challa back in?
Yes.
I wouldn't be opposed.
Put Michael B. Jordan back on the set and see what happens. If everything runs smooth, it was meant to be. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, maybe. But the full cast for Secret Invasion has been kind of updated as well. That's another one we're not even thinking about.
Nope.
There's so much stuff happening right now in the MCU. It's crazy. But Secret Invasion full cast. This is probably cast regulars. Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury. That's an obvious. He's the star of the show. Ben Mendelsohn is the guy who played Talos in the other one. He also played Mr. Blue in the original Hulk movie. Mm-hmm. He was the professor, but anyway, he's a really good actor. And then my girl, Kobe Smulders, coming back as Maria Hill. I really need to see an arc, too, where Maria Hill is in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mm-hmm. And,
Is that the chick from How I Met Your Mother?
Yep.
Okay.
She's amazing. Now, here's the surprising one.
I am pretty excited to find out who she's going to play.
Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones
Daenerys.
is a regular in this show.
And
with
she's
an unknown
role.
Read my notes again, I'll fire you.
I am sorry, but I can see them.
And then somebody, I don't know, Kingsley Ben Ayer, I don't know, Ayer, unknown role as well. And then Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin, is going to be playing a newly created character for the MCU. Is it Skrull Shooter?
He's going to play it where it lies.
Exactly.
So, like, new for the MCU?
He had
or
to
like
play it
new...
off of Hulk's fat fook, remember?
Is he going to be new to the MCU, or is he going to be new to Marvel in general? Like, is it
if they took the time to say newly created, I'm sure he's new to everything.
He's brand new.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an original character, and I'd love to know who he's going to play alongside Nick Fury. Jesus. And then...
Is that a TV series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a Disney Plus series.
Secret Invasion is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I was like, if that's going in the movies, like, this is about to get
Secret
weird.
Invasion is when
that's
they
gonna get
found
weird.
out that the Skrulls have already long invaded Earth.
Okay.
And they are finding out that certain heroes have been Skrulls, and that certain villains are Skrulls, politicians are Skrulls, and they're trying to figure that out. So, I don't know. It's going to be wild. I have to imagine we're also going to see Captain Marvel in that series, too. But the newest property that we've been waiting for got an official trailer in the first round of the NFL playoffs, Mr. Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So they are definitely playing into the dual personality. They're playing into the crazy of this character. The fact that he suffers from insomnia, I almost get like Fight Club vibes from this movie. In a sense that when he was awake, he was the normal character. When he was asleep, he was Tyler Durden. And I think Tyler Durden is going to be the Moon Knight character, which I'm all for. So far, the cast of Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac playing Mark Spector / Moon Knight, who looks amazing, by the way. And they're looking like this is going to be a big-time bit of like Egyptian supernatural powers. It's not a costume that he's putting on. It just sort of emanates around him as you watch it in the trailer. It looks really cool, but I think they're really going to play heavily into the Egyptian lore. Ethan Hawke is playing Arthur Harrow, who, from what I saw, I did a little bit of looking into this, is like the polar opposite of Moon Knight, right? Like things don't happen for him at night. He has the power of the sun, and he gets his powers from Ra, and Moon Knight gets his powers from the Egyptian god of the moon. So that could be interesting. Emily Van Camp coming back as Sharon Carter.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So it's very interesting.
Very
I
interesting.
still think Sharon Carter might be a Skrull.
Yeah?
I still think she's a Skrull and that she's kidnapped somewhere. I don't want to believe that Sharon Carter's
Would be a bad guy.
The Power Broker.
I know.
May Calamity, I don't know who that is, but somebody commented and said she had the best hair. She's
Cool.
playing an undisclosed role. And then some sad news. Gaspard Ulliel, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I apologize, as Anton Mogart / Midnight Man, and he recently passed away
Yep.
in a skiing accident.
Skiing accident. He's like, what, 27, 37 or something like that?
He's 37,
He was like
yeah.
super young.
Young guy. Sad. I didn't like seeing that, but we'll see his final performance here in Moon Knight. Hopefully it's a fantastic one. A couple of Marvel rumors that I've heard. Rumors. No sources on this,
There's
but
no sauce to
a
it.
couple of things that we've seen
Okay.
that I just want to touch on before we go to our first break.
Oh, wow, he literally just died like the other day, huh?
First
Yeah.
one is
Yeah, it was like last week.
that we are going to see Tom Cruise
What?
in a Marvel movie.
I know. He told me this the other day, and I was like, what?
There are
Get the
rumors.
fuck outta here.
There are rumors, and this could not be true. It could be true that Tom Cruise is going to be playing a variant of Iron Man in the Doctor Strange movie.
Honestly, I feel like he's one of the only... just because like he kind of has the look. He has the Iron Man kind of look.
He has the screw the look. He's got the cockiness down.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to say he's one of the only ones that I can see other than RDJ, because I can't see anybody but RDJ doing it. But
Listen, if we had Tom Cruise as Iron Man, we would still have Iron Man in the MCU because we know Tom Cruise does not put movies away.
no, he's like going to
He
be...
wants to do
he wants-
80 sequels
Yes.
and all the stunts. I mean, the fact that we're still talking about Mission Impossible now. I mean, Tom Cruise. Anyway,
He's gonna be too old though.
I don't disagree with you,
Get some young blood in there.
but he's he's ageless. That Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
There was another one that I had. Oh yes, there's another rumor that Emily Blunt and John Krasinski will show up as a variant of the Fantastic Four.
That would be amazing.
And they are,
Are they gonna be
using
quiet the
that.
entire time?
They are using that to gauge if the fans want to see them, and if it is received well, then they will greenlight those two as the.
It will be received well. Marvel.
Well, people are gonna freak.
I think you just need to do it at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Just do it.
we've already seen how many different variations of the Fantastic
the first
Four.
four. It's the first family of Marvel.
And we
need them.
want Zac Efron as Johnny Blaze,
Human Torch.
Torch.
As Johnny Blaze. We're going to Ghost Rider, baby.
Nope. I want Chris Evans.
It's not gonna happen. I'll tell you that right now.
You want Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze?
Yeah. Do it
Oh.
Or
again.
you mean Human Torch?
Do it again.
Yeah, but he can't.
Do it again.
He's
I mean,
never
I guess,
played Johnny
no.
Blaze.
I know. He's done the Human Torch.
No, it's not gonna happen. I'll tell you that right
no.
now.
I say it needs to be
It's
Zac
going to be a
Efron.
young kid that plays that. And I don't know. I don't care whose voice they get for the thing. I just want to see him.
Yeah.
I want to see what the MCU's interpretation is of him. I want him to be as big as the Hulk. I want him to be massive.
Yeah.
Like he should be.
Like in the first one, that guy, Michael Chiklis, played him great.
Yeah.
He just seemed too small to me.
Yeah.
But this one has got to be the big tank version of the thing. I don't know. I feel like they're going to crush it with the way that he looks. But anyway,
We need Terry Crews.
that's what we got
Or
for
Shaq.
for oh my God,
Shaq could be the thing.
That would be crazy.
be
Well, at this point, we know it's not going to be a person. It's going to be an actor.
It's going to be a voice. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And they'll do CGI. They'll have him standing there, but it's not going to be
Shaq.
Yeah.
Hey man, Doctor
want a
Doom
pizza?
says I gotta hit a free throw.
You want some Papa John's?
You want some Papa John's?
I love you, Shaq. Big fan of the show. Anyway, let's take our first break, and then we're going to get into our random news and our video game news, and then we're going to get into The Witcher. So we will be right back. And we're back. Going into some random video game news and some news that might make Megan happy. Tim Allen is returning for the Santa Claus
I know.
in a limited series on Disney+.
I think that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm fine with limited series and things like that. I mean, that's probably going to be the total length, if not longer, of a full movie. So.
Sure.
But I dig it.
Yeah.
Because
people love Christmas.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Trust me. My family over the past break, I watched Home Alone over again.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Ryder BB gun Christmas story.
Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out. Eye out.
All those stupid movies that I can't stand.
Yeah.
But I get it, I guess.
I get it too, I guess. But
Home
that's all
Alone,
I can say.
Love it. Die Hard. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die Hard for sure is a must have in the Austin house. We've got to watch Die Hard, otherwise it's not Christmas.
Same.
But anyway, Tim Allen coming back. Good to see him getting back and doing stuff, even if it is for Disney Plus. Red Notice, the Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, Gal Gadot vehicle has already been greenlit for not one, but 2 sequels.
Yep. It's supposed to be a trilogy.
Oh boy.
It's one of those things like I don't understand why they don't just shoot it all at once.
Yeah. They may very well have.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Save some money.
I mean, damn, that's interesting. I have no interest in these, but I'll have to watch them eventually.
Oh yeah, watch them. They're actually not bad. I've seen the first one.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about it, but
it's
either
Ryan
way.
Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds and The Rock being The Rock. It's kind of great.
And so 2 out of 3 of those I don't really care for watching, and that's Gal Gadot and The Rock. I don't care. That The Rock is the same dude in every movie.
That is 1,000% accurate.
And Gal
It's
Gadot
so
is
sad.
kind of trending that way too. She's a powerful woman. She's very confident. She kicks dudes' asses, and that's great. In every movie, though, come on, girl, switch it up.
I'll take it in this one. She just outsmarts. She uses her head.
But there's a scene that was very popular where she beats the shit out of The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. She basically challenges them both and beats their asses.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, I'm going to move on. Cuphead, the famous video game, Cuphead. Did you ever play Cuphead?
No, I heard it was hella hard.
I heard it was crazy hard too, and I have not played it. But apparently it's getting a Netflix show on February 18th. Why, I don't know. Big fans of Cuphead might like that. Speaking of Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible, there's bad news and there's good news. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 have been delayed until 2023 and 2024. However, Mission Impossible 43 is still scheduled to come out 2184.
Yes.
So don't worry, guys. They're still on schedule.
Wow.
Lego Star Wars coming out with the Skywalker saga on April 8th. Apparently, it's going to be a massive Lego Star Wars game.
Oh, it's a game. Okay. I was going to say, are they doing like a Batman Lego type movie thing? Because that would be really cool.
No. They're doing a very big Star Wars type game.
Got it.
Anyway, it's going to be interesting.
Never played one, but I imagine it'd probably be fun.
That's what I hear. I hear good things. But here's my favorite news of the week. Well, second favorite. Kendrick Lamar is
Sit down. Be humble.
He's a rapper, correct?
Yeah, that's a song.
And he's extraordinarily talented from what I hear. He's also doing the halftime show this year with Dr. Dre and Mary J. Blige and Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg. I don't know, Ice Cube's not there, but Eminem is. He is doing a movie with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. The synopsis is a young black man who's interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his ancestors. This movie is going to be silly.
Yeah.
With Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I'm very excited to see this. I think it's going to be funny, man. They have not made a movie yet that I didn't like. Basketball is still an all-time great. Orgasmo is kind of funny. Team America World Police slaps. It's a great movie. But damn, this one, I don't even know what the name of it is, but I'm interested to see. So, that being said, let's get into the big news that happened this week.
Yeah,
the crazy news.
Gosh.
This is the
mind-blowing.
news. This is the news that Ryan immediately texted me. Was like, "When is the episode this week? We're getting into it."
I feel like this deserves maybe its own episode.
It could. There's a
really
lot of
could.
stuff to talk about, but not enough episodes worth. I don't think. I'm trying to look for the exact
Statement?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Microsoft, big moves. They went out and bought Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. That's billion.
That is insane.
Holy shit. So that's a ton of money, but immediately it made Xbox the third largest gaming company in the world. Sony still being number one because of all the PlayStations they've sold. I don't know who's number two. I want to say it's Nintendo, which would make sense because the Pokemon
probably.
company partners with Nintendo. So if it's Pokemon, they got crazy money.
Yeah.
But Xbox bought this Activision Blizzard, and that same day, Sony stock drops $20 billion after the acquisition is announced.
Yep, lost 13%.
Sony is like, oh God, this is not good. That's just crazy to me that hurt them that bad, because it definitely hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
And when they were asking, Sony was like, Sony, we expect Microsoft to ensure that Activision games are still multi-platform going forward. If it's my question, I mean, and Microsoft has come out and said, hey, we're honoring all contracts for sure. We're going to make sure that if we're contracted with you, you're still going to get your multi-platform game. But the key word is while the contracts are active.
Yep, and if there's a way that they can get out of it, I'm sure they will.
And Activision Blizzard and Microsoft has already come out and said they will not remove existing games from the PlayStation Store after the Xbox acquisition. They're going to leave things as they are right now. Bobby Kotick, the guy we've been talking about for weeks, who is really shown his ass
Kotick
as the Activision Blizzard CEO, reportedly will step down from his position.
Really?
He will no longer be the CEO of Activision Blizzard.
What I heard is he was still going to be the CEO.
That's
and report to what's your boy's name?
I got his name on here somewhere.
Like wow, Microsoft. I'm drawing a blank right now.
His name is Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer, yes, that's it. And was going to report to him directly.
Yeah, no, the rumor is he's gone.
Oh, I mean, that's what's going to happen, but they were saying for the time being.
I'm sure it was. But you know what? Bobby's not going to worry about anything. He's going to get a severance package big enough than any money we've seen in our lifetimes.
No, he's still good from beforehand.
Yeah,
unless he blows money like an idiot. I mean,
and apparently as when he was still active CEO, he was looking to buy Kotaku and PC Gamer before they were acquired. Activision Blizzard, that is.
Yeah.
Which is two news outlets.
Yep.
That leak stuff all the time. So it's interesting that he was trying to control the narrative there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, sorry, Bobby. Some of the interesting news that came out of this as well is that Call of Duty might move away from yearly releases. If you're a Call of Duty fan, you love this news.
Some people do and some people don't.
You should be happy to hear this, in my opinion.
Honestly, like say for me, for example, if they were to not have a Call of Duty next year, I wouldn't play because I don't like the older style Call of Duties.
Mm.
I'm all about modern. So like Modern Warfare, absolutely love it.
Oh, you mean
But
in
once you
terms
take
of
it
like
back to, like,
the World
old
War
school?
One stuff that they used to do?
Yeah, World War One, World War Two,
Yeah.
anything that's not modern, I don't want.
I don't think they're going to go back to that again. I don't. Well, but here's my thing of why I say, if you're a Call of Duty fan, this is probably a good deal because it's just like John Madden football. Every single year, the same gripe from players is this is reskinned, redone, same thing, and that is because these studios only have a year to put these games out, and so they're not able to make deep, meaningful changes or update gameplay as often because they've got to put the next one out.
Actually, Call of Duty is a difference. They actually have 3 years to build their game, or almost 2, because there's 3 different developers that were working on each. Sledgehammer would make one, then Infinity Ward would make one, and then I think it was Treyarch, which is now Raven or something. Maybe.
Treyarch is still a thing.
Yeah, but I think Treyarch actually moved away from making him in Raven or something like that. Is the
all
other one
I
who
know
makes
is it's been the same thing because yeah, sure, different studios too,
Yeah.
but they still have to have the same heart of Call of Duty to work with.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time, it's if it ain't broke, why are you gonna try to fix it? It's last 13 years, it's the number 1 selling video game in MPDs.
You
Being
know,
reskinned.
it is because people just want to keep playing Call of Duty.
Exactly. I mean that's
and
what
they
I'm saying.
want the most recent one. But I still think, as in terms of the quality of the game, stop making them so often. Stop just churning out these Call of Duties. But anyway,
You could do that, or I don't know. I think Warzone now is a great like catalyst to take it all, and you could
sure.
kind of control it a little better. Just send us back to Verdansk, damn it.
So
This new map sucks.
So speaking of studios that have been acquired, here's all the studios now that are under the Xbox title owned by Microsoft. Blizzard Entertainment, that's huge. That's a lot of games. King Studios, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, like we just mentioned, Raven, Toys for Bob, never heard of it. Demonware, heard plenty about it. High Moon Studios, another really good one. Beanox, haven't heard anything they've got from it. But here are some of the notable games that are coming over to be Xbox properties and could be exclusives.
Wow.
Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Warcraft, World of Warcraft, owned by Xbox now, could come to the Xbox Series X. There's a lot of things to talk about that, so we won't even jump into it. StarCraft, Diablo,
Wow.
Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Candy Crush, all of them. And Xbox CEO has already come in, Phil Spencer, and said, I want to revive some of these older titles, Guitar Hero being the
Crash
one that...
Bandicoot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Toys for
That's
Bob.
wild on the
Crash and
Xbox.
Spyro.
there you go. So, I mean, they...
Skylanders.
And not to mention, they already have Bethesda. They already have a massive gaming studio.
Yeah.
And now they bought Activision Blizzard. I don't know, man. PlayStation's numbers, are, because that's the big thing when you talk about people at PlayStation and Xbox. The one thing that they love to say is that PlayStation has all the exclusives.
And it's funny because when you really break it down, they don't have that much.
Yeah.
Like they literally got, they have Uncharted,
Mhm.
which they're not really making anymore.
God of War,
They have God of War,
and they have Last of Us,
and they have Last of Us. Exactly, those were their 3 big ones on. What was
and
it?
Spider-Man.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Then on PlayStation 4, they got Spider-Man, which took forever to come out, and you got Ghost of Tsushima, who was just another one.
That's
that
another
turned out
huge
to
one.
be
Yeah,
good.
that was a
but
good one.
once again, it's only sold like 8 million copies or something like that
Yeah.
at first. But now what do you have? Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you've also
they've
got,
still got those, but
You've also you have Horizon Zero Dawn,
that's another new one.
but these are all
In
single-player
the grand
experiences.
scheme of things, that's a relatively new one.
Yeah, these are all single player experiences, and
Yeah.
now with the PlayStation 5 being held off from even being made anymore,
Uh-huh.
and then focusing on the PlayStation 4. I listened to you guys last week, and what do you have?
Yeah.
Like, they just came out with. They're not going to have anything anytime soon, and this is
Sure.
going to kill them.
I don't disagree. I think it's a death blow to some of these other studios. And depending on what they do, if they decided to make Call of Duty console only, I actually think another game would rise up on the PlayStation side and they would get something going.
But see, that's the other thing is what? They tried.
Yeah.
Remember they tried Kill Switch? That was terrible.
Yeah.
They don't have another single player shooter.
Sure. And Call of Duty's got the name. But I mean, now, think about it too. I mean, like Fallout, Skyrim, or any of those Bethesda games, it's all could go to Xbox only.
It's going to.
And that's going to be a major blow. I'll be interested to see what comes to the forefront after all that. But that's neither here nor there. It's time to get into our subject matter.
Okay.
Yes.
The Witcher Season 2, which Ryan here, up until recently, didn't watch Witcher Season 1.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I was cussing y'all out when I was watching this. It's like, I got to watch this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I'm watching the first half. I'm like, I'm going to tell them, I'm sorry, I can't do this. After four episodes, I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm not wasting my time with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
And then
I was like, man, I ain't going to be that guy. I'll fucking watch it.
Uh-huh.
and
I
then
just kept watching it. And then I was like, all right,
okay.
I'm okay.
That's pretty good.
So Season 1, kind of you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's muddy as hell.
Until your girl Yennefer makes her transformation while the Witcher is fighting the Striga, whatever it is that he's fighting, the chick, the girl.
Yeah, that's Striga. Yeah.
That is when that whole series goes, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty far in. It's like 6-7 episodes in
And
before
then
you're like,
you-
all right,
yeah.
this
You
is
also,
crazy.
once it all comes together and you see that they're playing with time,
There's
then you're
a-
like,
yeah.
oh.
There's a lot of story that goes into the first season
Yeah.
because it's all over the place in the timeline.
And I don't like that because they don't even hint towards it. It's just like, I'm like, wait, that motherfucker's dead. What? Like,
yeah,
what?
yeah,
And I'm like, did I miss something?
Yeah.
it
and
does.
I did not like the way they did that part. And actually, you know what really got me into the show was the fact that Henry Cavill, him playing an emotionless person, was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really do anything except for laugh occasionally. And the Bard made it for me, too. 'Cause he
Yeah,
was
the
funny.
Bard was good.
He is probably my favorite character.
Over Yennefer?
I mean, he's the comic relief that you need.
Yennefer's
so.
my favorite.
I don't know.
like
I
her.
really like Yennefer. I mean, The Witcher is my favorite.
I
I
don't
would say,
dislike
honestly,
Henry
Geralt's my
Cavill,
favorite.
but
He
but-
is my absolute favorite, but I love the Bard. I think he's hilarious.
yeah, I think the Bard he gets on my nerves, but Yennefer to me is the best character, followed very closely by Geralt.
See, I don't really care for Yennefer too much.
Yeah, I did, but season 2, however,
I mean, she's not bad, but
is a different animal.
Yeah, season 2 is a very different animal.
Season 2, I thought was better than season 1.
Hands down.
And see, the thing about it too, like I said to you guys, it gives me Game of Thrones vibes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I did not finish Game of Thrones because I do not really care for Game of Thrones. And so I was like, I do
Sure.
not think I'm going to like this at all.
Mhm.
And honestly, if it wasn't for Henry Cavill, it's the only reason I kept coming back.
I
I
mean,
was like, he's gonna fight a monster eventually, so I'll watch this.
yeah, he has a really good scene this in season 2 when they attack that Switzerland style place,
Mhm.
and he finally shows up, and finally you're like, God, finally.
Yeah.
You see a lot more of like
Yeah.
his magic capabilities in season 2, which is like
Sure.
that's my speed right there is magic shit.
Yep.
I think it's just really, really cool.
Seeing him use his abilities and
Mhm.
seeing there finally being in season 2 where you're like, okay, this is what we're leaning towards.
Mhm.
And that's one of the
This
things
is-
I kind of ding against it. Was this is The Witcher. That should have been something that you should have learned about in the beginning. Like my wife, why are his eyes black? They never really specify that.
Mm-hmm.
Had to look that up. It seemed like it's more of a soap opera versus a guy killing monsters, which is what I was
Sure.
expecting The Witcher to be hunting and dealing with magic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and this is really this show is made for big fanatics of The Witcher. It's made for people who already know a lot of this stuff, and that's kind of crazy to me. But I feel like there's a lot of references and a lot of characters that they purposefully don't explain, just so that you can either find it out later or it enriches the whole world of it. But this one was better. I felt like the bond between Ciri and Geralt was actually very prevalent. It was
You mean
interesting
the
to see.
Arya?
What's that?
Or you mean Arya and whatever?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Hound?
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much the same relationship.
Kind of how it felt
yeah.
a little bit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Only a lot
of
more compassion than a Arya and the Hound
it. Yeah.
relationship. And Yennefer, I thought that, and this is why I say she's my favorite, is like I loved her arc this year or this season. Just her not having her powers, but still being a commanding presence and being a powerful person and still finding a way to be effective and help or hurt, in the way that she did. I thought she was fantastic. We also get to meet all the other Witchers.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
It was cool.
I liked
to
that
see
a lot.
And it was interesting to see that these monoliths and the things that they kept chasing all around, Hell's Half Acre, that they actually had some big significance to them. You know what I mean? Like that was the gateway to another world.
I like the fact that a lot of them, spoiler alerts, but a lot of them died. Like, that was kind of cool, too.
A lot of who died?
Witchers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you lose, I think, 4 Witchers, and there were
Yeah.
only like 9 to begin with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a really, really wild scene at the end. You know who was kind of underwhelming to me was the lead Witcher, the main
Yeah,
guy.
I kind of thought that too. I mean, I think that he was not necessarily supposed to be like the strongest or the most badass of them. I think he was just more like the older fatherly-ish type of guy. Like
Sure.
I don't know if I would necessarily consider him quoting like leader. Obviously, he kind of is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was supposed to be underwhelming. Like it was supposed to show that they weren't really. I mean, Geralt obviously is super powerful and strong. They had a couple other Witchers there.
They all
that
clearly lean on Geralt.
right. So I think that he kind of is just like the veteran, older, fatherly type.
Sure.
Like these are my men. This is my crew. Not necessarily like the most badass of all of them. So him being underwhelming, I guess I wasn't really surprised. But I agree. I think that he was subpar.
Yeah.
I don't think he was subpar. I think he was he filled his role. He's like the
Yeah.
guy because they make the Witchers. So he's like, okay, you're a Witcher. I train you, show you what to do, and then after
Yeah.
that, your skill set's your skill set.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
Because I mean, with was it Cersei? Is that her name? I can't even
Ciri?
remember. Ciri, that's what it is. Ciri. What? I don't
Yeah.
even know. I just watch.
Yeah.
So like when they have her and they mess with her and have her go run that obstacle course, and they do it just to have like fun with her and watch her hurt herself. You know what I mean? Which is kind of a dick move, but they're kind of like pushing her to see if she could actually do it.
Yeah.
And they were gonna make her better. Like all her training that she did wasn't much of it wasn't done with Geralt or with the older guy. It was with all the other Witchers teaching her something else.
Yeah.
And
They kind of showed that
Yeah.
family mentality that they have.
yeah.
Even though the whole thing is that they don't have feelings, you could tell they all do.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was like, I think they just bottle them up.
Yep.
They all have feelings for
Yeah.
sure.
But I think they made great strides towards season 3 too. in
Yeah, I'm
this one.
actually really looking forward to it.
I think they really put a big carrot in front of everybody that's fans of that show, especially at the end. I mean, there wasn't really a true antagonist, I felt. I mean, there was kind of, in the witch.
I would say it's definitely the witch.
I mean, and she was really good. I
Yeah.
liked her manipulativeness and the fact that, everybody was given something. And as soon as she was like, oh, I can give you whatever you want, just take it. I was like, nah, this is not good.
But they're opening up into like a war between several different races and
Spheres, as they call it.
spheres, yeah. And it shows like that demon realm. So I mean, like I think a lot of shit's gonna pop off in season 3.
Not to mention things are going to pop off with the elves.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ciri, that's her name, right? Isn't that what we discovered?
Yeah.
She is like at the end, obviously, like proved that she is going to
She's
be
got the elder blood.
she is like a massive center point to all of this, which we already kind of knew from season 1, but
Yeah.
now it's like now we're seeing how and where she plays in. So I think season 3 is going to be massive.
Do you think we see her make a transformation and go into being a witcher?
I hope so. I think that would be really cool.
I was really hoping that was going to happen. I don't think it is.
I don't either.
You think because of what
I
happened in
think
the last
Geralt
episode
put
that
the kibosh on it.
yeah, I don't think he wants her to because he wants her to be safe, and I don't think that what's his face, the leader, like we were talking about. I don't think, especially now, I don't think he wants.
I mean, in the end, when Geralt showed up, that guy even looked like he got his hand slapped and was like, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was reacting off of watching his guys die.
Yeah.
You know?
And the emotion, more specifically, the first Witcher that we see.
Yeah.
Or not the first that we see, but the first that comes home and they're all giving him crap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's got the Leshen inside of him.
Yes. Yeah. The Leshy that he claims he kills.
Oh. And I knew that something was happening there, especially when Geralt's like, fire is the only way to kill him. It took you 6 hours? Like, how do you last that long with a Leshen? And me playing Monster Hunter, you have to fight one of those things.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst fucking missions on that game. Literally had a minute to spare when I finally beat the damn thing. But I had a feeling something was going to go weird there. And it did. He had one growing out of his chest. And
yeah. But I think there was an excellent reveal at the end of who the White Flame is as well.
And
the guy who's driving Nilfgaard, I didn't pick that up until I saw.
I did.
She did, yeah. I ended up watching it again, and she goes, "Oh, it's going to be this guy," and I was like, "Damn!"
Okay,
how did
so
you piece
in
that
the
together?
dreamscape, because I'm very analytical, and I observe very well. So in the dreamscape, when she's being cursed by this queen or whatever, and she's in there with her family, and she sees her parents, and then they start to wither away. He does not wither away.
He's the only one.
He's the only one that doesn't start withering away. So I was like, he's not dead.
Oh, see, I never picked that up.
Yep. I immediately, as soon as his mom started to wither away and he was just like smiling at her and he was not withering at all, I was like, he's still alive. And so the moment that all went down and they were like, well, how did they know that she's who she is?
Yeah.
And then as soon as they showed his back, I said, there he is. There's Dad.
Yeah, I just was like, it's her dad.
Yep.
The Hedgehog Knight from season 1. It's the same guy.
Yep.
So you already know he can fight.
Yep.
You already know that he's very skilled. He takes on literally the whole room and then fights with Geralt against the rest of the room.
Yep.
So it was quite insane.
Yep.
But I
It's gonna
think
get wild.
I mean, there's 7 seasons planned. There's lots of stuff that could happen between now and then.
I know, that's true. There is a lot. So maybe season 3 is going to be another like rather beefy, some weird shit happens, but I don't know if we're at the point of like war yet. I think more people are going to try to kidnap
Oh, they're
her.
at the point of war because I think the South and the North are going to get after each other. Nilfgaard now with the White Flame in tow is actually going to be a real problem.
I think that in season 3 we're going to see something along the lines of like the Elven community like trying to take her because
we are, but I think we're
they're
going to
out
see
for blood right now, and I just feel like they left them at such a high that they're going to be a big focal point of season 3.
I think they're going to get massacred. I think all the elves are going to get massacred.
Maybe.
I think Nilfgaard with the White Flame is going to show up and decimate them.
Maybe it's because they took
But then
her.
again, I don't know. There's some people out there that are Witcher fans that are probably like, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, because we don't read about it.
And they get to hear us sit here and speculate.
Yep.
But I think the elves are going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really interesting to see the main elf's magic. She's very talented. But also the 2 people that you follow from Nilfgaard the whole time, they're in jail now. So what are they going to do? But Yennefer finally got her powers back, which was a really satisfying moment. But now there's this big hatred between those two, too. So I wonder where that's going to go. You know what I mean?
He'll eventually forgive her.
We shall see. But either way, I think season 2 was a big hit. Mm-hmm. It did its job.
Yeah,
It got me.
Enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed season 1.
Yeah. Well, now I enjoy season 1 a lot more when I go back and I know what I'm watching.
I mean, that could have been it too. Like I said, I was thinking about The Witcher, like him, almost like the video game. Like you get a task, you go hunt down this monster, and blah.
You go hunt the Griffin, yeah.
Didn't know it was gonna be the freaking Game of Thrones here with all these different types of people trying to fight and do things.
Yeah. I mean, The Witcher is definitely in a much bigger position than he ever has been. His whole thing now has been thrown into something that's not really for Witchers. You know what I mean? Like, he's playing a much bigger role than a Monster Hunter should play.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to lean into that. I don't think we're going to see a lot of what you're expecting.
He became a stepdaddy.
That's right. Oh, boy. All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. What do you think about this big Microsoft acquisition? Where do you think it's going to go from there? What do you think about The Witcher? Do you care? Did you like season 2, or are you like Ryan? You just didn't want to watch it? Get at us. Let us know. We'll see you next week.
Yep,
By the way, if I could say 2 things, watch Arcane and watch Peacemaker. And come see us next week.
Oof.
Go Bucks.